1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and Jon got it going on. Mike and Jon got it going on.
Hey, we're on.
Oh, we're on?
Oh, we're on.
All right. Nick. Well, Nick, you might as well come over now. We're on.
Yeah. Here, why don't you come on over here?
Come on over by Susan. And, I think we should start off by saying it's Mike and Jon Got It Going On, brought to you by Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor.
You know, Jordan's in the house.
Yes, he is. I think he's having a beer right
Jordan,
now.
Jordan, you're in the house.
Woo.
Yeah,
Woo.
he's
Yeah.
somewhere back there.
There he is.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
I see Rich Perlberg's in the house, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
call him
Rich.
Magnum.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Cheers to Rich.
All right.
So the Mike and Jon brew is here, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yours is almost half gone.
What are you talking about?
So, cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right.
Walked End Alzheimer's champion night here at the Eternity Brewing Company
right.
with Mike and Jon Got It Going On. Of course, Susan Cougar joining us, as we mentioned, Rich Perlberg here. Nick Proctor came by to say hi, too. Have you tried to brew yet, Nick? You got to step into the microphone.
Here, why don't you step back over here? All right, now.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yes,
Yeah, I
good to
just
see you
walked in the door. I got to support Alzheimer's and the good work they're doing. I'm glad to be here at Eternity Brewing. It's a great place.
Well, anytime I can support a cause
drink a beer.
like Alzheimer's Association and drink a beer. And by the way, this is the special Mike and Jon Ale.
Yes, the ale, not
This
just
is a
the beer.
specially
Special for
brewed
tonight.
It is
ale.
very good.
Forever.
Yeah. Mike, why don't you tell them what the ingredients are?
Well, the ingredients are beer, and I forget what the rest, but I tasted a zest of lime.
Lemon.
Lemon.
And some tones of tea.
Tones of tea,
Black
yes.
Tones of
Black
tea.
tea.
It almost felt like we were in England for a second.
And maybe a fruit that comes from, say, Georgia. Maybe
Oh, a little
Georgia's known.
peach.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's
Very,
lemon,
very soothing.
peach, and black
Let me
tea.
see if I can
Well,
find the
go
peach.
get one, guys. Keep up the good work.
All right,
All right, thank you, Nick Proctor. We appreciate you checking in, dropping by. Of course, this is all the benefit of Alzheimer's, and we're putting together the Mike and Jon Got It Going On walk team. Our own fashionista, Nikki, is here. And if our camera guy showed up, we could pan to Nikki.
You know, isn't Beth Garlock our camera?
I
Wasn't
think
she the
she's
one? Yeah, and she never showed.
or something.
So,
Not sure.
anyway.
But anyway, Nikki is here helping us out. She, of course, designed the new Mike and Jon Walk to End Alzheimer's shirts.
Very nice.
You got to stand up.
Why don't you spin around and they can see on the back.
Dance.
You know, you got the team got it going on thing happening there.
Yeah.
So, when we're here at Eternity Brewing in Howell, of course, Latson Road, Grand River. We're going to be here till 8 o'clock at least.
Yeah, we have a pretty good crowd, and we didn't get the price of the Mike and Jon Ale, did we? We'll get that. And part of the proceeds from each Mike and Jon Ale sold tonight will be donated to the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
That's right.
Yes,
And,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and a great cause. And in fact, I think we have a champion fundraiser
We do?
for the Alzheimer's Association sitting with us right now at this table.
Well, it's not you, and it's
No,
not
it's
me.
not me.
So it must be Susan.
It's this
Yes.
girl right
and,
here.
and how much did you raise last year? Do you remember?
500?
$500.
Yeah,
bucks.
it's
Wow,
$500
that's awesome.
makes you a champion.
Yep.
And so tonight, all the champions from last year's walk, those who raised $500 or more, are invited to Eternity Brewing. They get a free beer. It could be a Mike and Jon beer, of course, or ale, which of course is what they're all naturally going to want.
That's right. Matter
or
of fact,
it
we
could
had
be,
Susan get 4, so the 4 of us could get a beer.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of special guests. For instance, Rebecca Foster just walked in.
Rebecca Foster?
Yeah,
Yes.
is here too. Why don't you come on over
Rebecca.
here?
Come on over.
Yeah, and of course,
You know what? I'll get up. Rebecca, you can have my seat.
oh, what a gentleman you are.
I am. I knew you weren't going to do it.
He's quite the gentleman.
Careful, you slide off that side.
Yeah, you can.
They arm rolled
Yeah.
before we got here.
Okay. So,
right into
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
gotta get
Okay.
Yeah, because it's so loud in here, but that's good.
It
That's
is loud.
a good
You didn't
loud.
even give me a chance to get a beer.
I know, but I just wanted to catch you as you walked in. We last had you on. You gave us you were talking about the tips to perfectly grill a steak, and you were kind of poking holes, figuratively and literally, through some of those shibboleths, I guess. I'm using big words today.
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
You know what it is? It's the Mike and
It's
John
the
ale.
beer,
It's the ale that's doing it.
Okay.
So
That's good to know. I'll only get a small glass.
yeah. So you
So I
should
can
try
use
some.
small words.
Yeah. Now you've been traveling. So tell us where you were. Like you were all over.
Well, we went to Italy,
Okay.
and we were supposed to do a tour of Sicily, and my husband got COVID on the second day, so that didn't happen anymore. And then, so we stayed in Palermo for a few days, and then we went to Rome, where I got COVID.
Oh. Well, that sounds like a delightful trip.
Yes.
I'm so glad I brought it up.
So the food was good, but until
So you got to test the room service.
yes,
Yeah.
and it was interesting because nobody in Italy cared that we had COVID.
Oh.
The only thing they told us was like, well, if you go to the breakfast room, wear a mask. I'm like, I'm not going to breakfast.
Okay.
It was good because we weren't very sick, so we did a lot of outside stuff, and then once we were better, we went down to Sorrento and really started our tour.
All right, well, that's
so
good.
It got salvaged.
All right. Well, I'm glad you could make it here tonight. Make sure you try the Mike and John ale. Now, this is lemon, peach, and black tea.
I like all that stuff.
And it's pretty good. So, all right.
Give it a try.
All right, Mike's getting jealous.
Well, he wants to see back, and Rich is here.
Right.
You know, and he's funnier.
Yeah. We got Tim Robinson here.
Looking, right?
We got the whole crew here. So, all right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Rebecca Foster, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
And again, just one of the people stopping here at Eternity Brewing in downtown Howell, of course, Grand River and Latson Road. And
I found Magnum PI in the audience,
Yeah.
but it looks like Rich Perlberg now.
Okay.
So we're going to let
All right.
Rich grab a seat too.
All right, so Susan, if you don't mind, Rich is going to hop into your seat here.
All right. We can do it that way. It's
All right.
musical chairs here at Eternity Brewing. Did we mention we're at Eternity?
Yeah, we did.
Now,
It's a downgrade.
so Rich Perlberg, who does the Less You Know with us, and we figured we'd just have a light version or just talk stuff here at Eternity Brewing, not get too serious.
we were going
Philosophy.
to talk.
Get really deep.
I think we're going to talk the philosophy of beer.
The philosophy of beer. Well, I noticed Rich has a smaller beer. Did you see he's got like a kid's beer?
I'm at the kids'
It's
table.
the short one.
Now, what is that you've got there?
Yeah.
It's a lager. It's a side lager.
You
Side
didn't get the
lager.
Mike and John ale?
Describe it again for me.
It's
It
lemon,
has-
peach, and black tea.
Lemon
no, I didn't
zesty.
get that.
No.
I see.
I'm pretty basic when it comes to beer.
Okay.
You got to watch it. This guy's a Jaeger bomber, I think
That's,
so.
that's a little too foo-foo for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm more
yeah.
like that too, honestly. I'm a
So,
non-flavored beer
you were
guy.
just like a Schlitz, basically.
Schlitz or Bud Light, which you can't drink anymore.
Well, sure you
No.
can. You can.
But
It's okay. I'd have a Bud Light, or you could go Michelob Ultra. It's kind of like the
I do
the
Stella.
side.
I do Stella,
Stella's good too.
but it tastes like light beer.
All right, so,
Exactly.
So, on the less you know here, we're going to do an ad hoc version here at Eternity
hoc.
Brewing.
For those who don't know what ad hoc is, John, why don't you explain that to
It
me?
means it's off the cuff.
Off the cup. Oh, we do that.
So-
Our show is ad hoc
I thought it
then.
was a math problem or something.
Yeah.
Ad hoc.
So we're going to talk beer, and I guess let's start with, do you remember your first beer?
No, not really.
On what day?
No, I think it was a draft.
Oh, you went keg.
No, by the way, not your first legal beer. Your first beer.
No, it would have been a Budweiser. I didn't drink beer until I went to college.
Okay.
And I didn't have any in high school.
remember
And
that first feeling?
our dorm had beers. In fact, Budweiser for some reason was a beer, and these guys would build this huge pyramid on their wall with all the empty beer
Yeah, they were
cans.
bragging.
Yeah. So we sneak in and knock them down.
Well, my college experience with beer was Oli kegs, but first beer was
No.
probably
Are you talking an Oli Ball?
Oli Ball. Yeah,
Oli Ball,
the Oli
yeah.
Ball, the
That was
plastic
the
thing.
round,
It got warm
spherical.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could actually take the tap off of it and make a light bulb out of it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
The Oli Ball.
You guys want
But-
to smile?
Oh, we're hi.
Rosemary's here taking pictures.
Okay.
We appreciate that. My first was probably a Miller. You know, it was the king of beers. No, it wasn't. Was Miller the king of beers?
Yeah, Miller.
No, Budweiser.
No, Miller is the
champagne
champagne of
bottled
beers.
Budweiser the king of
king.
beers.
Which, by the way, Miller can't market in Europe as the champagne of beers.
No.
Because
It's gotta be Champagne.
It's got to be from Champagne, France.
So what's the beer that made Milwaukee famous?
That was Old Milwaukee. No, it was
I think it was
Schlitz.
Schlitz. Yeah,
it was Schlitz.
So do you remember the malt liquor bowl? Schlitz malt liquor bowl? No?
I don't.
No,
I
big
can't.
blue bowl. They had the 24 ouncers.
Stroh's had a premium beer that came out for a while, and it had a really cool looking bottle, and I cannot think of the name of it.
Top shelf Stroh's.
So you guys like these craft beers and hoppy beers?
You know,
I'm more of a
IPAs?
straight beer kind of guy, but this does taste good. You notice the hint of lemon, the tea. I couldn't figure. I don't remember all the ingredients from the
How's
voting.
the nose? How's the nose?
So far, so good.
Okay.
So far, so good. But
Is it pretentious? Is it a little pretentious?
oh no, not at all. I mean, just because there's some hints of black tea and
If I wanted to do this,
there's
I'd
a
be drinking wine. You know?
a note of lemon.
They might have wine. You could have wine, Rich. We'll throw you out.
So
But part of the reason we're here is to build the Mike and John Got It Going On team for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And for those that sign up today, we'll get you the shirt,
Yeah.
so you can join the team.
$40 donation or above, you'll get a Mike and John walk shirt, and
And
you'll
then you're required to walk with us.
yeah. Well,
What?
No,
Well, you
actually,
could walk
you're
ahead of
not
us
very
or
close.
act like you don't know
Actually,
us. It's okay.
It's a selling point to say you don't actually have to walk with us.
No, you can walk with other people if you
Yeah.
The
want.
more you give, the less you have to walk.
Exactly. Really, we just want your money.
Well, it's for the Walk to End Alzheimer's.
I mean, when I say we, I mean
the Alzheimer's
the
Association.
collective we of the Alzheimer's Association.
Yes. And the walk is coming up in September in Howell.
Right,
correct?
September 30th, downtown Howell. Of course, normally held in downtown Brighton, but
That
that's
would
not
be
gonna
more like a
happen.
rock climb and playing in the sandbox. So
Is there
there's no
some
bit.
reason you can't walk in downtown Brighton?
No, you can.
They just decided to do something different.
Yeah. So come on down again. We're at Eternity Brewing until 8 o'clock tonight. Signing up, folks, to join the Mike and John Walk team, and $40 above donation will get you Mike and John Walk shirt. You're on the team, and we've also got other goodies. Rich, if you want to grab one of those hats over
Yeah,
there,
you can put it on and pretend you're Magnum since you got
Yeah.
the shirt on.
That's quite the hat there.
That's a collector's hat,
that is a
actually. It's
collector's
one of
item.
our original
Yeah.
original hats. Look at that.
Do you know who I am?
He's incognito. No, you want a picture of that?
Picture of that.
Is this my new picture for the?
Okay.
All right.
So
What does it cost me now that I have one of these?
you know what? That's on the house.
For you?
Yeah.
Free. Wow.
There you go, buddy.
That's your pay.
Well, I will take it to Alaska and build your audience out there.
Oh, okay. Are you heading to Alaska?
Yeah, in a week. Yeah.
Oh,
Really? Are you
So I
gonna
won't
do
be
those
here
shows?
next week.
Oh, you won't be here next week. See, we're finding out now,
That's
along
a
with everybody
subtle
else.
way of letting us know he won't be doing the
You don't want to call us from Alaska?
4
Time
hours.
change?
That's 3 in the morning. I don't think so.
No? All right. Cruise or?
You know what?
No.
Give
no
the hat
on their
back.
own. Huh?
Give the hat back.
Nobody's gonna want to learn it now.
Now listen, be careful when you walk out back into the bar with that hat, because there may be people that want to take that hat from you.
I know.
Point them in our direction should somebody ask about the hat.
So now, is this one of those walks where when you walk, you're supposed to get other people to sponsor you?
No, they don't really do it like that anymore.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about, wasn't it
March of Dimes, where you had to every
10
mile.
cents a mile
you know.
or 5 cents a mile.
And then they finally just realized, you know what? Just write a check and show up and whatever.
Wait a minute.
We're getting photographed
Yeah, we
right
are.
now. Joe, you can come a little closer if you want.
No, it's supposed to be once again.
Sure, it might smell a little funny.
I don't blame them. All right, so final notes on beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I researched, but I can't read.
There's way too much printed there.
I know.
You
I know.
researched?
This is called the less you
Yeah,
know.
we were doing
Do you
ad
know what
hoc, Rick.
country has the highest per capita beer consumption?
Now, one might think Ireland,
Ireland's in the top 8, but
Scotland?
they kind of do Scotch and whiskey.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say it's not really a beer.
Is it England?
Germany.
It's
Oh, Germany.
You're getting closer.
It's not Germany?
Very close, actually.
Yeah, what's next to Germany? France.
It's a country Germany would and did rule right over.
Okay, France.
Poland.
Czech Republic.
Czechoslovakia?
Well, it's Czech Republic. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Czech Republic.
We're not even in the top 10
No.
in the United States.
Well, Europeans they usually look at our beer as
they drink beer for lunch and breakfast, don't they?
as like
There
apple
was one
juice.
place they were giving it to kids because it was better than water, better than soft drinks, not better than water.
Oh, okay.
Let's not tell our kids that.
So, do you remember the first time you had too much?
Oh, that's a good question. I've never done that,
Well,
Mom.
I mean, theoretically.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
It's probably my wedding.
You know what,
the first time.
These are my notes. This is a recipe for the beer I made today. Oh, wow. This is all off the top of your head.
Yeah.
It is.
So
First time I had too much.
beer.
Yeah.
Because remember the topic
I
is
like
beer.
beer.
Yeah.
I like beer.
Yeah. Actually, I remember my dad. He put a case of Strohs for whatever reason. He stashed it under the stairs, and I think he forgot about it.
Wow, warm Strohs.
Yeah.
That's a headache waiting to happen.
And I came across it at some point, and me and a friend of mine, we started to partake of this warm,
Strohs.
Lord knows how long it had been under the stairs, Strohs.
Yeah.
And it didn't take but 2 or 3 cans before,
Strohs
we were redecorating
came
the
out.
back.
I learned from I can't remember the brand. It was a beer can. I learned from my older brother, how smart he could be. He was a high school senior, and my parents went away for a trip, and he did the cliche. He had a party at the house. He cleaned up as well as he could, but he purposely left an empty beer can on top of the fireplace. So my parents came in, they saw it, and they go, "Oh, ha, that's funny."
Ah, he
And
tricked him.
They never suspected it. So
Did he do the Tom Cruise entrance and slide
I
across?
did that. Yeah, he
Risky business.
If you ever seen the Perlberg's dance, you don't want to see that.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming out
I
tonight.
enjoyed
Rich.
having it. I appreciate the cat.
So we won't see you. We won't talk to you for a couple weeks. Then.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Well, enjoy Alaska
Enjoy Alaska. Let us know how the beer is there.
and the weather too.
Halibut, salmon, and beer.
Halibut,
Oh,
salmon,
I
beer.
thought it was halibut salmon beer.
They probably do it. They put halibut in everything. They probably put it in
Oh,
the
okay.
beer.
Wow.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you as
too.
well, Rich. Thanks so
Thank you,
much
sir.
for coming out. We appreciate
All
it.
right, we appreciate that.
All right, we're going to get to, we did have a trivia question last night, so we can get folks registered for our Main Street May with Jordan Genso. And so we'll get to a few of those answers in just a little bit, but we do want to encourage folks to come on out to Eternity Brewing. If you don't want to do the walk, you can always either make a donation or try the Mike and Jon Ale.
Right.
Just to have a little fun with us and all the folks that are here today. It's a pretty good crowd for a Thursday. Sorry.
It's a good night for a cold beer.
Yes,
It is very good.
All right.
So make sure you're trying to.
Are you satisfied with the one you voted for numerous times?
I voted legally once per day, like everybody else.
I know.
Everybody had a chance to vote once per
But I
day.
didn't see the total number of votes.
I
So,
still
you look at
think
all
we
those
should get
days.
the Scotch bonnet one.
Joe had said he was here for the Scotch bonnet one. I don't know if they make that one or not because they do have quite a list of brews
Yeah,
that they brew
absolutely.
in-house here at Eternity Brewing.
And that's the thing we should say. Eternity Brewing, of course, they've got a full menu of great food to offer, but of course, great beer. Not just the Mike and Jon brew, but all kinds of beer. So everything you could possibly want, you can get here at Eternity Brewing.
Are we able to get the Mike and Jon in like a growler this evening?
I don't know. Why did you ask?
Well, you know what? I'll look into that.
Okay.
And if we want to see if Tim wants to join us for a second, he can talk about his first beer.
Okay.
All right. I'll go look into the growler
All right,
factor.
go look into the growler. All right, Tim, you want to come join us? If you can make your way here. All right, yeah, come this way. There you go. All right. All right, Tim Robinson, of course, our sports guru here, joining us.
There's a celebrity here in the house tonight besides you guys.
Well, yeah. Who would that be?
Well-
Other than you?
Yeah, you've seen Ted Lasso, haven't you?
I've not. Is he here?
Oh, well, you wouldn't, if you haven't seen it, you wouldn't know, but there's a guy there wearing a Roy Kent jersey.
Oh, really?
And when on the show, they had a chant that goes, "He's here, he's there, he's every effing where, Roy Kent." Roy Kent.
Nice. I haven't seen that finale yet.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
It was good.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. They didn't even say if the show's over. They're just letting it go. But this is a nice turnout tonight. We've got quite a few people in.
Yeah, no, this is really good. And again, we're at Eternity Brewing. If you couldn't tell from the big logo behind us, might give it away. And so folks come on out to Eternity Brewing. We're here till at least 8 o'clock, signing up folks for the Mike and Jon Walk team for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It's Champions Night as well, so hopefully some champions will be showing up. We already have a champion with us, Susan.
Yes, I'm here, John. I'm a champion, my friends.
You notice I pointed. You weren't. I thought Susan was there, and then I was like, "Oh, never mind."
It's camera magic, John.
So I was like,
that's what we're doing today.
CGI magic.
I've gotten intel on the Mike and Jon Growler.
Growlers, yes.
All right, they are available. You can get them. Our friend Tending Bar is going to come back and give us a price.
Okay.
For the Growler.
Oh, I thought that was like an angry dog or something.
That is Tim Robinson humor, everybody.
Hey,
tip your waitresses. They're working hard.
Yes, they are.
By the way, you were asking about the number of votes.
Yes.
So 187 people voted for
187 votes.
187 votes.
Right. And if you voted twice a day.
I guess it's not technically 187 people, but 187 votes for what ended up being the Mike and Jon Ale. There was then.
They're starting to step up on the bar here, John.
Okay.
We cannot show this.
Is this
but it's almost like Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly thing?
I'm waiting for Def Leppard to come on.
We might be getting a show.
One way or another.
Actually, Susan, would you mind go work the camera for us?
Yeah.
Maybe spin that thing around.
Can you turn it? Don't break anything. You know how John is about the camera.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Slow motion.
We're turning it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
She was dancing before, I swear.
All right, there you go.
I swear she was dancing before.
All right.
Now she's just writing on her
fingers are dancing on the chalk.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
She's the chalker.
All right.
She's probably putting the price of the Growler up there for the Mike and Jon Ale. Have you had one too? You tried it? No? We'll have to get you one.
I had not even known what a Growler was. I thought it was
no, I just meant the beer. That's
the beer.
The Mike and Jon Ale.
Yeah.
So move
the stand. Move the stand. Yeah, there you go. Other way. And
this is what I go through every morning, everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that how do we look?
Because otherwise our picture would look like this. You know.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So
I'm just glad you had the show at an hour when I don't have to set the alarm and set the house on fire to get out of bed.
Well, we're glad you came out to check it out.
Yeah.
So. All right, so we want to encourage everybody to make their donations for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. If you can't do it today, you can always do it online. But Nicole Colley's here from the Livingston County Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And she's signing up people as well. We're signing up people for the Mike and Jon Got It Going On team. We'd like to get, maybe 25, 30 people to join us, and you get a Mike and Jon T-shirt if you donate $40 or more.
30? Way to set your sights high there, fella. We want hundreds.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the T-shirt stack right now. Look, there goes a Growler now. These folks are saying, "I need a Mike and Jon Growler."
Well, who doesn't?
I'm telling you.
You'll have it on your website too, right?
Well, of course we will.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy. What a pro.
Yeah.
He knows.
Just trying to help.
Yeah.
All right.
We need all the help we can get, as you know.
All right.
First prize is 1 T-shirt. Second prize is 2 T-shirts.
Everybody needs a change of clothes every now and then, Tim.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's true.
All right, we're going to see if we can get Nicole Colley to join us in just a couple minutes to chat up about what this year's walk's all about and some of the events leading up to the walk, which I know we have one coming up in downtown Howell soon.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be the block party. That's June 11th in downtown Howell, and then the walk will be September 30th. So we're looking for that as well. So lots to do, and hopefully people will come and sign up for the Mike and Jon Walk team and join us. So now, have you partaken yet, Tim?
In Growlers or
Tracy?
Oh.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, no, that was me. All right, Tracy, why don't you come here? Come back around here. And this is our wonderful server / woman in charge, Tracy.
Bar walker. I saw you climbing up there.
Yeah.
Bar walker.
So set this man up with a free Mike and Jon Ale. Put that on.
Got it.
Put that
I
on the
grabbed that
tab
for
there.
All right, thank you.
And then that's enough.
You ready for another one, Jim?
I'm ready for one too.
You made the cut.
I'm getting a little dry. Susan, do you need another one? Or are you all
Sure.
set? Okay, all right. So make it 3. All right. All right, Tim. All right. So, all right. You got some free beer. Hit the road. The beer is free.
All right, thanks.
Wow, we appreciate it. All right, Tim Robinson. Thank you much.
All right. Sorry, look who I found in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Official Giggle Realtor.
I can't take Cougar's seat.
Jordan Genso, of course, show sponsor and official Giggle Realtor, community realtor. Jordan, thanks for coming out tonight.
Hey, I'm happy to support you guys and
Did you try it?
Oh yes, I've got a second one coming pretty soon.
So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I have to admit when I was wrong, and in this case I was wrong. This is a very good beer, even though I was voting for number 2 personally. I can admit when my vote was wrong.
Was
in
number-
this case,
well,
number 4 deserved to win.
Was number 2 the hot pepper one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like.
Do we have numbers on that one? How close it was? Or?
Yeah, it was 151.
So it was
votes.
pretty tight. If you would have voted double like John did, this would have been a
I did
run-off.
not do a daily vote.
You know,
Maybe
you're
I
making it
should
sound
have.
like I had some voting machine and I was,
you were
stuffing ballots in there.
You were like the guy that calls in on a radio contest all the time. You got your phone on speed dial, you're ready to go. You were waiting till as soon as like 11:59, you got your vote in, then 12:01, you got your next vote in the
This
next
is
day.
how it's done on online voting polls.
That's right.
You want to bring people back to your website. See, that was
You're a genius.
the goal. Why would
Did I
that?
say that? No.
This is a spectacular turnout, though. I'm very glad to see this many people come out.
Yeah, it's
And,
awesome.
Yeah, I have not been watching the live stream, but I'll be catching it later.
Yeah, we'll have it up on the MikeandJohn.com podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
MikeandJohnPodcast.com.
So, Jordan.
That is my name, yes.
Cut them off!
People are signaling to me and I lose my place.
Yes, this is Jordan.
Although I respond to any J name. Just throw a J at me, I'll respond.
So, we have been talking about your real estate expertise. You have 15 years experience
Yes.
in Livingston County. And what is the market like right now?
I personally like this market a lot. I thought that the previous couple years were a little bit too crazy. We still see some of it with the bidding wars, and it's still very much a seller's market where, if you list your home appropriately, there's a multiple number of buyers that are going to be fighting to get it. But on the buyer side, you don't have to be just signing over your firstborn child to get the house. It's a lot more within reason as to what you need to offer to get your offer
I
accepted.
know John and I are both pool owners, and we know that can be an advantage and a disadvantage depending on the buyers that are out there. What about a home with a built-in podcast studio in the basement? Does that increase value?
I think that's the wave of the future. That with so many people turning to podcasts, because really, who needs radio?
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Smooth. You know what? That's almost as smooth as a Mike and John ale.
There you go. I'll drink to that.
All right. So, home theaters, are those still a big thing?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know, when my kids were little, we kind of reimagined the basement and made a home theater for them. And then now they're all moved out, so the basement is my room now.
Yeah.
My toy room. So with that, some people go to huge extremes
Yes.
to make a show place for their kids.
Well, and so what's most important if you have a home that you're going to be listing that has a special feature like that, it's very important to upfront identify these are being left with the home versus this room. Picture this being vacant once you take ownership.
You can reimagine it yourself.
Yeah.
And make it a podcast
so
room.
Theater rooms, it's one of those gray areas where it's like, okay, you have the projector. You got to make sure if you're the buyer and you're writing an offer to make sure you explicitly say you want that projector included, or the theater screen, or any of the theater seating, because it's not likely intended to be left behind unless it's really bolted down and affixed to the property.
Exactly. Any other tips for folks that are thinking of selling? The curb appeal stuff.
So
Get your mulch.
I mean, right now, yes, buyers definitely want a home. that they don't see a large number of projects that they will have to take on once they become the owners. But really, if you have something unique about your house that, there's a buyer out there who's willing to then overlook the small projects because they want that, if you have acreage especially right now, we're selling a house up in North Howell that it's the acreage that really sold it. The buyer's willing to overlook whatever needed repairs were necessary because they wanted that acreage. So it's the unique features that buyers aren't going to be able to just replicate at another property.
Jordan's the guy to see if you're a first-time buyer, if you have kids that are getting into that zone where it's time to look for their first house. Spotting the things that, as a 2 or 3 time home buyer, you kind of learn from your past first buy or your second buy. It's like, all right, I'm not buying a house on a corner anymore because I don't want to shovel all that snow or do all that edging, that kind of stuff. Plus the repairs and everything that go with buying a used home.
Yeah, in a past life, I feel like I was a teacher, and that's something that I have a passion for, is educating people. So especially first-time home buyers, I love working with them because I can educate them on the process. And when we're at showing, looking at a home, that's the value of having a experienced realtor with you, is so that they can be another set of eyes to point things out that if you've not gone through that process, you're likely to overlook. Just a simple thing like, okay, does the bedroom have a light in the ceiling, so when you flip the switch, you're going to have an overhead light, or is it going to be a lamp that you're going to have? So things that are easy to miss, there's a value to having a professional realtor with you to be working on your behalf.
All right, and you're the guy.
I don't like.
That's Jordan, John. Just in case.
What was
Jordan? Genso.
Got it.
JG, if you need an
Wait a minute. Hold on. I've got something to help you remember.
Remember that?
I'm pretty sure.
Jordan, you should take a hat too. We're giving away hats to our guests. There you go. It's like be on the show, get a hat.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, this guy.
You're going to have to get a new picture with the hat on.
Yes.
So,
I'll take that selfie.
Jordan's lost 10 years wearing that hat.
Yeah.
How about that?
10 years of credibility.
10 years younger. There you go. Thanks so much, Jordan. Thanks for your support on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you both for organizing this and all you do. I'm obviously a huge fan of all your work.
We appreciate it, of course. Jordan Genso, show sponsor for Mike and John Got It Going On. And we are live here at Eternity Brewing. And it's Mike and Jon Night. And quite a night it is.
What a great crowd,
We are packed here.
There's room for more, John. We still have tables by us and chairs. That's good.
Yeah.
People are staying away from us for some reason. Hey, look at you.
So, you think so? So, all right, who was that?
That was Debbie. I trained Debbie.
Oh,
one of my clients.
Oh, okay.
So she decided to come out too, and you probably have.
See, this is the thing. We got the camera facing this way. People can't really see the crowd, so lots of people are coming by and waving at us.
Yeah.
And
nobody's
talking
told
to
us
us
for number one, John.
Well,
so that's a good
not
thing.
Yet, not that we would let you know,
but we'll get there.
So, that's part of the allure.
So as a part of the things that, as we mentioned with Jordan being a community servant, community realtor, Jordan is doing this Main Street May project with us where he gets $100 worth of gift cards to downtown Brighton businesses to help support them during all the construction that's going on. And every time we get a winner in trivia, their name goes into that week's drawing for the $100 in gift cards.
That's right.
And this week, tomorrow, we'll do a drawing for the winners of this week, and they'll get to pick up their gift cards at Buff City Soap in downtown Brighton.
You are correct, sir.
See, did I get all that right?
You did get that.
I didn't even have any notes in front of me at all.
So impressed.
Speaking of notes,
yes.
Did I tell you that this have notes? The black tea.
A little lemon.
Now, how often do you drink black tea? I thought you were a green tea
guy. All the time.
Texas tea.
Oh, Texas
black
tea.
Gold, Texas tea.
You have to be of a certain age to get that reference.
Swimming pools and movie stars. Hit the banjo. All right.
So, the question last night.
What's the alcohol by volume on this thing, by the way?
Yeah, we don't know the percentage.
Did we find that out?
I really don't know.
Yeah. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
All right, so the question last night in Wednesday Night Trivia, WNT, brought to you by Firehouse Stores, OG sponsor, serving Livingston County for 25 years plus, with unparalleled service and products The question in a recent survey, close to 50% of people said they keep this a secret from their coworkers. We want to know what it is. What are they keeping a secret? Susan, what was the first thing that came to mind?
I was thinking like their daily regimen, like their beauty tips.
Oh. I keep those from Mike. I don't want him to know what those are.
You always have that person in the office that always just looks like all put together.
And if it's that person, they don't give their beauty tips.
No.
Is that it? They don't want anybody else to compete.
No.
Jeff said their home address.
Yeah,
Right. That's true.
I work with you people.
idea.
I don't want you coming home.
Stay away.
I get it. Exactly.
How much they make? Laura, Jennifer also said wage or
Yeah, a
salary.
lot of it had to do with. I like this one from Karen. She said, where they're going to lunch. They don't want to be
Don't
bothered
follow
with
me.
you since they've been with you at the workplace for half a day already.
Yeah.
Mary said how their kids actually behave.
Yeah, because on
there's-
social media,
yeah,
there's this.
It's always the
My
perfect.
kids are perfect.
Yes. Look at this. Wonderful.
Salary was on if they've gotten a bonus too, or a raise.
Yeah,
That's one of those things.
Anything salary or bonus wise, usually try to keep that.
Political
under wraps.
affiliation, a pretty popular guess.
Right.
Pictures of their spouse. That could go a couple of ways.
Yeah,
don't you think?
I don't know about
it's like,
that.
well, I don't want to show you because,
Right. Really?
like my wife's coworkers, they go, really?
Like, I see you settled in this relationship. Dawn said their weed smoking habits. Dawn will be visited by HR tomorrow.
Well, they might smell that without you saying anything. Their mental health or general health.
The candy stash.
Wait, can I go back to the mental health thing?
Okay.
Isn't there always an office or workplace where somebody says they start to talk to you about when they've talked to their therapist? I mean, sometimes. Yeah,
What, you mean you think it's a bit of a
they want you to know.
TMI?
Yeah, I mean,
Too much
if
information?
If I told you, well, my therapist said, John,
Yeah.
that you're a bit much to put up with. That's what my therapist said.
Yeah. It's like, so clearly my wife is your therapist.
John has a live-in therapist. That's how bad he needs therapy.
24/7.
Oh yeah, I saw the savings. I saw the savings on that. I'm like, oh yeah, marry a psychologist. That's the way to go. Lots of money. Michael said the candy stash, which is close, but not it.
That is a good guess
Yeah.
too, because if you got good stuff,
Right.
you don't want to but somebody will notice. If you're always pulling out like John and Werther's Original or something like that, he doesn't want me to know where that's at because I might want it. Not
Keep
really.
the York peppermint patties in the drawer.
Yeah. Or the Rolos. If you've used business materials for your personal use, you don't want your coworkers to know that.
I believe that's called stealing.
Technically,
Little bit, yeah.
you're just borrowing. I would call that multitask using.
Call it whatever you want. It's stealing. Alana said level of education.
Yeah, that's a good guess too.
Like you're the boss and you graduated 6th grade, really?
See, like more of a third grader. We did have one right one though.
I did see that.
Yes, I'm trying to find it right now.
There was Nancy.
Nancy got it. That's right. Nancy got it, and it was their snacking habits.
Right, snacking habits.
So it's not where they hide the snacks; it's how often they snack.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
Or what the snacks are. I mean, everyone's got a different. Some people are crunchy, salty snackers.
Yeah.
Others are candy snackers.
Some people are crunchers.
Yeah. Some people
you
That
would
used
notice
to bother
that.
me so bad. The crunching in the next cubicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Throw stuff over in and shut them up. Right. So congratulations to Nancy. She will be in the drawing tomorrow morning for the $100 in gift certificates or gift cards, courtesy of Jordan Genso. And she'll be able to pick those up at Buff City Soap in downtown Brighton. Just another way Jordan is helping out the businesses in downtown Brighton, because those gift cards are from various businesses on Main Street.
I think
Main
that's
Street
amazing
May.
that he's doing that.
And I believe we're continuing that, correct? We're in June right now.
We're in talks.
we're in talks.
We're in talks to continue that.
Well, if we give Jordan a couple more Mike and John ales, those talks are going to go a lot better.
Well, yeah.
If you come in and say, hey, Jordan, you should continue that.
Maybe I could get some gift certificates.
I think she would like a trucker hat.
You want a trucker hat?
Would you like a trucker hat? There you go.
I need sunglasses.
Oh.
Like Rich. That was too cool.
All right, we don't have the Mike and John sunglasses yet.
I don't think Rich has ever been described as too cool.
See? It just fell. I just asked and it fell.
We do have sunglasses.
Yeah, we do have the purple. There is kind of a sea of purple here.
Nikki came up with the sunglasses here from the Alzheimer's Association. Nice and purple. Perfect.
And speaking of Nikki, we have another Nikki. We know a lot of Nicoles.
We do know a lot of Nicoles.
Going on. Nicole, come on over. We're going to Nicole Colley, of course, from the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and Nicole's also kind of hosting this event with us as far as the champions go. Do you know how many champions we have here tonight, Nicole?
Tonight so far, I want to say I have seen maybe up to 10.
Okay, nice,
pretty good. And to be a champion, minimum of 500 donations, that's awesome.
We've got 3 levels of champions. So people who raise 500 or more is a champion. If they raise 1,000 or more, they're considered a grand champion. And then 2,500 or more is an elite grand champion.
Oh, I thought you were going to go great grand champion.
Right.
But elite champion.
Yes.
So that's what you're aiming for this year, right?
We're going for it.
Absolutely. So the walk this year in downtown Howell, for obvious reasons, downtown Brighton, not available.
A little messy right now.
A little messy, but that's okay. But to kind of get folks into Howell, you got the block party coming up.
Yes, that's right. So on the 11th is the block party. It's from 11 to 2. So everything from food truck-wise, we have Kona Ice and Tony's Dogs coming this year. We've got live entertainment. We've got 4 or 5 things lined up for entertainment. We'll have face painting, kids games, that kind of thing. Theodore the Elephant, our walk mascot that everybody loves so much, he's going to be there and he's going to dance with the kids at some point. So that'll be fun. We'll have a cakewalk as well.
All right, so lots of things leading up to the event on the 30th, but of course this is all raising money for the Alzheimer's Association.
The block party is a great way for people to get some information too on how they can be a part of things, and even if they have or know somebody that has a loved one that's suffering from Alzheimer's, there's a lot of venues you can go through to get help.
Absolutely. I think one of the things we always try to do with every event, whether it's something like tonight or the block party, the walk itself, is just to be full mission at all times. So just always having resources available that people can connect with. It's, sometimes people have a really hard time taking that first step to get the information that they need. So coming to a fun event like this is a good way to kind of dip a toe in the pool and maybe get a little bit of information.
I know Don and Sandy Cortez are here tonight, and they certainly have been a big part here in Livingston County and shared their stories along with Barb Binkley from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. So with Sandy being here, she would be a good one to have a chat with if you have questions, because when you can talk to somebody that's been through it with family members. They can help you learn what they didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's a big step in ending Alzheimer's, but you never know with the way technology is going these days, with they're talking about different types of cures for cancer and such. Who knows, maybe Alzheimer's is getting a little closer.
Yep, we're getting closer. I mean, not that I am by any means a scientist or the research expert, so I have limited knowledge to talk too much on this, but we currently have 2 approved drugs out there, and there's 2 more in the pipeline that are supposed to be approved this year. So it's definitely a big year for us.
Well, and I know that's part of that's the progression. You find treatments, and then hopefully eventually those treatments and the research on those will lead to an eventual cure.
Exactly. We just got to hit the gas at this point.
Absolutely, and that's what this is all about, raising money for the Walk to End Alzheimer's for Livingston County. And, this has really taken off in the last couple of years. I mean, years past, there used to be every community had its own walk.
Yep.
And then really a smart move to kind of combine them all into one walk and work together as a community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
the crowd last year for last year's walk in downtown Brighton, I was surprised at how many people were there.
Yeah.
And the weather was not real favorable.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for better
We've got
weather
some
this
really
year.
dedicated families.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I know to kind of speak to that same thing, the in 2021, the first year back officially in person after COVID, it was crazy to see, like, in 2019 prior to COVID, we had almost 1,000 people. And then in 2021, we still had 750 people for our first year back. And I remember our CEO coming to that walk and being like, it's like it never happened. There are so many people in this community that are here and dedicated and just like want to be here for all of it.
Well, I think obviously that's very encouraging and heart-lifting to see that, but on the other hand, it also shows just how many people are affected by this disease.
Yeah.
And you know, when we hear the heartbreaking stories of folks like Barb Binkley, she shared her story, and others, the Cortezes, have shared their story as well, and many others. And you know how just it affects like every level of the family is affected in one way or another, and finding a way to find support is important, and then treatment, and then hopefully cure.
Yep.
So that's what we're looking for.
So, and you have a little bit of information here for folks that come tonight too.
Yes.
But refresh our mind again. The block party is happening when and for how long?
Yeah, the block party is June 11th from 11 to 2, and then I'm sure you guys said it already, but the walk itself is on September 30th at 9 a.m. And then I'll throw out there too, just for anybody out there looking for resources, you know, I'll send you guys information to include with your podcast notes, but our helpline, the free 24/7 helpline that we have is kind of, we call it our one-stop shop, because any question you can think of, you can call and ask. And that's 800-272-3900.
All right.
Well, Nicole, thanks for joining us. You got to take Mike and John hat just for being on.
Will do, and I'll go ahead and grab Sandy for you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Nicole Colley from the Livingston County Walk to End Alzheimer's, and you know, that's why we're here. So and by the way, here is Eternity Brewing.
Is that where we're at?
I don't know if you
know. We
noticed.
just had this big sign behind us.
You know,
where the Mike and
behind us
John beer is.
You know, we're little teeny tiny Mike and John.
We've been shrunk down. Mini-Me is here tonight.
Yeah.
No, it's been a great crowd so far, and the event going on just for the champion celebration until about 8 o'clock. We might be hanging out a little longer, so if you're catching this live on YouTube or online, be sure to stop by and say hi. Try one of our Mike and John ales.
Or two.
Which is very good.
You know.
They also serve great food here, too. I took a look at the menu, so we might be eating after we're done with this.
Okay. All right.
John's buying, so why not?
What about the beer? Fries are on you, man. I mean, come on. That's the least you can do.
All right, I'll buy the fries.
So,
I'll buy the fries. You buy the beer. Sandy Cortez is here. As we mentioned, Sandy is one that's shared her story with us in the past. But we'll maybe get a little bit of a brief synopsis of some of the things that Cortezes went through. How you doing, Sandy?
I'm good. How are you?
For sitting in the chair, you got to take your Mike and John trucker hat.
Oh, I do.
Should we make her put it on?
You know how much hair I have? Like, will it even go on? I don't know.
You can just put it on. It sits on the top.
No,
That's kind of like how the farmers do it. They just kind of let it sit on top.
Oh, sit on top.
So you don't get hat hit.
Yeah.
You know, I feel a little bit left out of this conversation.
So I'm glad you're out here tonight to join us for the podcast. So for the folks that haven't heard your story, maybe get an abbreviated version of what you went through with family members that suffered from Alzheimer's, and I know it took a great toll on you and Don and the family.
Yes. My father-in-law was first diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and my husband Don was helping his mom prepare for ultimately the end, and when Dad wouldn't be able to care for himself, and setting them up in that way. And so during that time, it ended up that Mom got ill, and we started having some strange things happen there, and it turned out that she had frontal lobe dementia, and so she ended up passing with it before Dad even did. And so lots of caregiver, a lot of issues with trying to get the right care that we needed for her, because we didn't know even what we were dealing with, and at that time we weren't even aware of the Alzheimer's Association. After she passed, that's when we became familiar with them, and the resources that they offer are amazing, and that's why one of the reasons we're so passionate about the Alzheimer's Association, because of what they offer.
You know, I remember you talking, I think last year at the walk, the aspect that you talked about was the fact that, you know, because you and your husband own your own business, and you had the flexibility. You were very fortunate to have the flexibility to provide care, but you knew that so many others weren't necessarily in that position and are left out. And that's what the Alzheimer's Association ultimately is about, is providing support for those folks,
Yes.
as well as information and fundraising towards an eventual cure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and the education part and what Alzheimer's offers is something else that we are passionate about, and as entrepreneurs wanting to share that with other business owners, because we need to. Everybody is short employees. You know, it's just a reality of nowadays, and we need to be able to be flexible with our employees, and we need to know what resources are available, and we need to be kind and compassionate and realize the stuff that they're going through and try and help them in that way. And that's what we've been trying to educate other businesses about.
Right. And when we were talking with Nicole, that's what I mentioned, that you had been through it, so when folks come out here, you'd be a great person to talk to get some information, maybe learn a little bit going into things if you know somebody that has Alzheimer's or a loved one that is suffering, or maybe showing signs of it too.
Yeah.
You know, there's early signs that maybe seeing it early on, you can get some help quicker and do something that's a little more beneficial for everybody involved.
Exactly. And there are medications that can help and slow it down. That's one advantage with Don's dad is he was put on some medications in the beginning, and so he's been with us a lot longer, and it has progressed slower.
Right. So the quality of life is a little bit better or longer.
Exactly.
Stretched out a little bit longer. So
Yep.
that's great.
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much for popping by and sharing the story with us and talking to the champions and everybody here. It's a great crowd here at Eternity Brewing.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys being here and your part in this, and you've been a part of it for many years, so thank you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here. So, and again, here is Eternity Brewing, and we're signing folks up.
We should probably put a sign up behind us that says
Why didn't we
Eternity
think of
Brewing.
putting a sign?
It's because we never prepare for anything.
Hey, I took care of it.
Look at that. Thanks for
I painted this right before you got here.
John is a spray paint artist.
Yeah, it's just
If
amazing.
you need your home done,
Amazing the work I do.
It's good stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
for sure. You know, I don't know if she's going to join us or not, but I'm going to try. All right,
You're going to try.
You see this young lady at the end of the bar?
Yes, I see.
All right,
That lady at the
I
end
want
of
to
the
see
bar.
if she'll
You're gonna
join us.
You know, why don't you use one of your good pickup lines?
Hey, Sue!
Oh, I thought you were talking about your wife.
I did too.
You said this woman at the end of the bar.
Oh, that's the other
Your
one.
wife is right there. That's what I thought you were talking about. I was like, oh, he's going to invite Kellen on the show.
All right.
No, so you can sit down, Susan.
All right.
We'll have John
Sue,
and two
come
Sues.
around.
All right.
If you can, if you want to. You know. All right. So, joining us now is a beloved former co-worker of ours, and for anybody that previously would come into the radio station to pick up a gift or stop by to whatever it may have been, they would see Sue. Sue would be the first face you would see when you walked into WHMI. Which
Absolutely.
I've said
Wonderful.
I've gone and done it and said the four letters you're not supposed to say.
Do not talk.
Yeah.
Do not say anything to Sue. You will never get out of the building.
I'm sorry. But, well, let's put it this way. When we used to work at this unnamed broadcasting outlet.
What was that? I wonder,
forgot.
gosh.
Yeah. That was back in the good old days when it used to serve the community.
When it was fun.
Yeah. You remember those days.
I absolutely do.
Yeah. But we're so glad you came out and joined us.
Be nuts.
Thank you.
Why? Because of the lawyers?
I'm not saying a word.
But, well, gosh, thank you so much for coming out and joining us.
I don't have enough money to pay off my fee then.
Have you had a Mike and Jon Ale?
I have not.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it any good?
Yeah, of course. It's got our name on it. Of course it's
I
good.
know. It's absolutely fabulous.
Okay. Have you ordered one yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well then we're going to have to get one for you.
Okay.
As soon as we see Tracy, our lovely server.
So should we yell at her?
Yeah. Well, it's usually.
Tracy! Hey!
So, what have you been up to? I know you and your husband are very involved with the pet pantry.
We absolutely are. We had a fundraiser back in November, and it was very, very nice. Bushes. No, excuse me, it was October because it wasn't really cold. And Bushes of Brighton were more than donating everything. And in fact, we just got another donation, and the manager, Nikki, whenever they have leftover pet food that is about ready to expire, they give us their food, which is totally awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so cool that you and your husband John, give your time.
You know what? It's totally worth it.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it. Because pets don't have a voice.
Yeah.
And the only way that they can be fed is through humans.
Right. And you've got beloved pets that you treat like children.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It's Birdie and Bogey.
Oh, okay.
If you're a guest on the show, you got to wear a trucker hat.
At least it's not a flat brim.
No. We're old school, Sue. You know that. We're old school here.
And we're also in Howell and Brighton, and we need the flat. We need the brim.
Right. Absolutely.
I didn't say that.
No one's listening.
Yes, they are.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. It's great to see you.
You know what? It's always great to see you guys and hear from you guys, and I kind of feel like I'm annoying you when I keep texting you, and so.
No, not at all.
I really miss you guys.
Yeah, we were family. We are family, and and that's.
And this is my little brother John.
Yeah.
My little brother Mike.
Aww.
Sue always did like you better. She did.
Can you blame her? You can take the hat with you too.
Yeah.
Well, I going to. It's got the rounded brim.
You got it formed to your head now. It looks good.
Well, I can't go to the Tiger game with it on now.
Why not?
Why not?
Because it's not a flat brim.
Oh no, that's for the kids.
I know.
Kids and their flat brims.
I know.
Nothing makes me sound like an old man. Like these kids and their flat brimmed hats.
But I did the thing the other day where it's like, you just don't know what these kids are going to do these days. And it was with a girlfriend of mine, and she started laughing.
Right. See, that's the new version of pull up your pants. Is come on, curve your brim. Yeah.
Curve your brim.
Curve your brim.
Yes.
All right, that'll be our next T-shirt. All right.
I love it.
So, all right, good to see you. Thank you.
I don't have COVID.
No, I hope.
Oh, come here.
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you.
Oh, Mike.
All right. All right. So, old friends, new friends here at Eternity Brewing, and of course, it's Mike and Jon Night. And we really had a great
Jon Night?
It is Mike.
Why are all these people here then?
I know.
They're crowding the place. It's really hot in here.
It is hot. I don't know if you know. It's sweating a little bit.
Hot in here. It's hot where we're at. When you step outside this area, like behind the camera, the other side, you're radiating heat.
I may have my own biosphere that follows me around.
You're like a space heater in the middle of winter.
That's my wife says. So,
that's okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. We want to thank Eternity Brewing for having us out here tonight.
Absolutely. What a fun night.
We first talked to Ethan. The idea for Mike and Jon Ale started a while back. Actually, kind of around the time we started doing the podcast. We talked to Trevor Brooks, one of the owners here at Eternity Brewing, and he's like, "Well, you'll have to talk to Ethan." And the brewmasters about getting a beer together. So this has been like a year in the works, at least.
Yeah, I would say
it's kind of lived up to its reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yes,
So cheers to eternity.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to
Nice
eternity.
job.
That should be a movie.
Right.
From cheers to eternity.
Dear God.
Just say it.
All right. I'm not rolling around with you on a beach. Well, Burt Lancaster, Deborah Collins.
Yeah, I know.
From here to eternity. It was a classic scene.
We're going to have to call in the psychiatrist again, because that wasn't even a thought in my mind when I said from Cheers to Eternity.
Oh, that's a classic scene.
You went there, but no. That's a no. With as sweaty as you are, you've been covered with sand anyway.
Look what just watched. Okay.
Susan, aren't you glad you came? So, before we wrap things up here on the podcast, we are going to hang around for a while in case you want to stop by and sign up. We do have the Mike and John Got It Going On team T-shirts. So if you donate $40 or more, the T-shirt is yours. You're a part of the team. We're going to have our artists.
Does Nikki want to come join us? I think she should.
Only if she wears a trucker hat.
She made them.
The rule.
That's the rule. No, you can see.
All right. So
I'll lend my microphone to Nikki. Watch this smooth move.
Wow, look at you. All right. So
Nikki, let's tell the people honestly, how tough are we to work for when it comes to designing stuff?
True. The truth or not?
We like to speak the truth here.
Yeah, no, they're great to work with.
Well, really, tell the truth.
They can be a little demanding sometimes, but yeah, they're awesome. They're really awesome.
You don't mind the 6:30 a.m. texts?
Hey, can we call you in a half hour?
Hey, I know you spend an hour or a week on that logo, but could you move it just like a centimeter to the right?
The blue's not quite the right color.
The blue is just a tad.
No, you've been doing awesome for us.
Absolutely.
I enjoy doing it, so it's a pleasure for me.
So the more people we see with the Mike and John shirts on, the more your work gets out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
It's all about selling Nikki.
Yeah, that's right. So buy some shirts.
All right, even if you're not going to walk, just buy the shirt.
Yeah,
They're pretty
that's
cool.
right.
These are limited edition because they're for the walk.
Yep, that's right. So go to the website. Right.
Right. And Nikki's in charge of the merch store too.
I am.
We should point that out. Along with Spirit of Livingston, when you go to the mikeandjohn.com, mikeandjohnpodcast.com, click on the merch link. What's new for summer?
Tank tops.
Yay!
Yeah, flowy tank tops will soon to be the big.
Wait,
Flowing tank tops?
We have tank tops?
Flowy
You have
tank
to
tops.
have
Racerback
flowing.
tank tops. Yep.
Racerback tank tops.
Yeah.
We do?
So
We
we're
have tank
showing some
tops?
back?
Yes.
This is like Gucci and Ralph Lauren.
That's right. All the good stuff.
Now, let's say
Hey, look, we got tank tops.
we do. Who are all these girls that are wearing our tank tops?
Tank tops. They're great. They're awesome.
We got great models too, so we appreciate everything you guys do at Spirit of Livingston too.
Well, thanks. We appreciate the jobs.
All right, now before you go, say hi to your family.
Hi, Farkle family.
The Farkle family. That almost sounds like a sitcom on Carol Burnett. Let's go to the Farkle family. Uncle Farkle.
Okay.
I think it might be time to wrap up this podcast. So, bye, Uncle Farkle.
Well, all right. We want to thank, of course, all of our sponsors for being a part of the show. Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, of course, they sponsor the news, and so we totally appreciate them. And of course, Barb Binkley, very much involved with the Walk to End Alzheimer's and the Alzheimer's Association. So,
And you know, if you go to their Facebook page, you will get to see the famous Simon G.
Simon G.
Simon G. They're meeting with him in Vegas as we speak.
That's right. They're in Vegas for the big buying event.
Or it's just a guy who called himself Simon, his last name begins with a G. No, but I think it is the Simon G.
Yeah.
So
It's the.
they're
Come on.
they're in
Nice.
talks.
Very nice.
So, absolutely. Also want to thank Firehouse Doors. Of course, they sponsor our
Yes.
daily trivia and make sure that, we have the trivia questions. And
They're calling me if I don't have that
You know.
trivia question up on time. They're like,
spiking it in with some gift cards, of course,
Exactly.
so we totally appreciate them. We talked to Jordan Genso. He stopped by, so that was great. We want to thank Jordan for making an appearance.
I
And
want to see if he's still wearing his hat.
I can't see, he's on the floor. I guess he had a couple too many.
That's all right. We'll drive Jordan home because John just got his car fixed and he uses Murphy's Family Auto.
Murphy's Family Auto.
Yes,
How did you know?
I just had a
How did
feeling.
you know? Rebecca Foster
How did
joined
I
us
know
as
your
well.
car
So,
knows?
yeah. Absolutely. And Murphy'sFamilyAuto.com or check them out. Or you can give them a call, 517-552-3040. And,
Tell him Mike and John sent you get the 5% discount.
By the way, I don't know if we told you, But don't forget, it's Mike and Jon Night. I guess I can get rid of this graphic now.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Susan, thanks for coming too.
Absolutely.
Putting up with us another
Thank
day
you
of the
for
week.
having me. Yep. What a
And
fun night.
congratulations on being a champion.
Thank you very much.
Are you going to repeat as a champion? Repeat champion?
Or are you going for elite champion?
Yeah, I'm going. This year.
We're going to help you reach that goal.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, now, Susan, before we let you go too, are you performing anywhere over the weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Or anywhere in the near future?
I am not, but I will be at Captain Joe's next Thursday from 6 to 9 out on the patio. Hopefully the weather will cooperate this time.
Right.
I think we're over the hump.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. But what about the weather? Hey-o!
Ah.
So, on that note,
I'm going to see my shrink and we'll see you in the morning.
So we'll be here. We'll be back tomorrow morning, normal time, normal back channel. Thanks for everyone for coming out. And we're here at Eternity Brewing for a little bit more. If you're in the area, stop by. All right, talk to you later.
John, tune in next time and giggle on.